Welcome back, Cheeseheads, to another episode of BAM GPG. So, the NFL schedule, it was finally released today. I know there were a few games. Some of the holiday games were kind of trickling in during the week here, but we officially have dates here, Bryson, and it's loaded. You have revenge games this year. You have primetime matchups, many primetime matchups on the Green Bay Packers schedule this year. Super excited about that. And we have the Bears on Christmas Day, Bryson. Honestly, this schedule, it's just loaded with a lot of exciting games this year. Super excited about it. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel here. We do post on YouTube and TikTok, right, Bryson? So go ahead.
First, I want to say, I think the week 5 game against the Bears. I think they're gonna take it. I think they're gonna make it into a primetime game.
They could, yeah. I believe that one's slotted for 325 right now. I could certainly see that being shifted. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't right out of the gates there, but right away, Bryson, what jumps out to me the most this year for the Green Bay Packers is that this schedule, it tells me that the NFL believes in Green Bay, right? The schedule, it's loaded with big national games, a lot of huge TV windows for the Packers this year, and some absolute marquee matchups across the schedule this year. So again, that tells you that the league, they believe in the Green Bay Packers, they believe in Jordan Love, and they think this team is going to be contenders and must watch this year. And honestly, looking at the schedule, Bryson, I kind of get it, right? Week 1, we open up against a division rival in the Minnesota Vikings. No easing into the season, right? Division rival right out of the gates. It's no warm-up game for the Green Bay Packers. We're going straight into NFC North football. So that game, it's going to be massive, right? Because it's kind of where you start the year by punching a division rival right out of the gate, right in the mouth, right, Bryson? And you're setting the tone immediately to start the season.
And
Now,
this is really gonna tell, the first game of the season is really gonna see how our roster is gonna shape up for the season.
yeah, absolutely. And, looking at the first couple of weeks of the season, knowing that we're going to be having players come back to ramp up, knowing that you're probably going to be without Micah Parsons for a couple of weeks. You have Tucker Kraft trending back in. He's probably going to be on a pitch count the first couple of weeks. You couldn't ask for a better couple games to start the season, right? You're looking at Minnesota, and I believe New York, the Jets were the second one, Bryson.
Yeah.
So as we leading into it here, week 2, we got the New York Jets. Again, you couldn't ask for a better couple weeks of the season coming off the injuries that we had last year, right, Bryson?
Week 2, I feel like we should just sim past that one. That's probably gonna be an easy win.
Yes. And then boom, let's get into week 3 here, right? Thursday night football under the lights, Lambeau Field, Atlanta Falcons are coming to town. Primetime matchup to open up season opener at Lambeau Field.
Possibly Micah Parsons coming back. I mean, if he does come back, this is gonna be a very good game.
Yeah, and you can't ask for a better way to start the season at Lambeau than under the lights on a primetime game, Thursday night football against Atlanta. And then speaking of primetime games, Bryce, and we got into it, there's many of them on the Green Bay Packers schedule this year. Let's look at some of the matchups later on in the season here. You got the Cowboys coming to Lambeau Field in primetime. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, they got Dak, they got CD.
Yeah, and we got to get that get-back game for Micah Parsons, right? From that tie last year.
Micah, we got Jordan Love. It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one at Lambeau Field under the lights.
My prediction, this is way too early predictions, but my prediction for that game, we win in overtime 35-32.
We'll take it. We'll take it, right? Just not another tie, right?
Yes.
And then we have the Bills prime time at Lambeau Field. Josh Allen coming to Lambeau. That's going to be a must-watch game.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun matchup to be at. Thanksgiving week game. We have a Wednesday night game for the Green Bay Packers. This one's going to be out in LA, but it is a Wednesday night game. And I think I read somewhere earlier this week that this is the first time that the Green Bay Packers have played on a Wednesday since, I believe, 1938. So a little bit of history in the making on that one. So that'll be fun to watch. Rams were a good team last year. It's going to be a fun matchup.
I mean, it is going to be a fun matchup, but I would have rather had it on Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is Jordan Love's day.
It is. He plays well on Thanksgiving. There's no
Yes.
doubt about that.
I
And then
mean, I guess it is kind of Thanksgiving Eve though.
yeah. And then speaking of holidays, Bryson,
Yeah.
we have a Christmas Day game against our biggest rivals, Chicago Bears in Chicago. This is going to be a fun one. And honestly,
Yes.
I love that the game is on Christmas in Chicago against Chicago, right? There's nothing there's going to be nothing better than ruining all the Bears fans' hopes, dreams, aspirations for the
On
season
Christmas.
on Christmas, right? That is going to be the greatest. And then
We're gonna be the Grinch on that game.
absolutely, right? So, speaking of the Bears, Bryson, we talked about how I don't think they're going to finish very high in the division this year. So, I just wanted to pause here for a second and give some appreciation to Bears fans who spent pretty much all offseason acting like they run the NFC North. Just after winning division last year, right? Immediately
Yeah.
started acting like they have a dynasty team, right? They were one and done in the playoffs. First time sniffing the playoffs in a while. I can't wait, right? So as Rogers used to say, relax, Bears fans, right?
Yeah.
So super excited about that one on Christmas. I can't wait to spoil Bears fans' dreams on Christmas. It's going to be the greatest.
Yes.
And honestly, Bryson, you got Jordan Love coming back, another year of progression. You got Matt LaFleur, you got that continuity amongst the coaching staff. A little bit of a shakeup on the defensive side and the special teams, but super excited. Lambeau Field, that atmosphere still exists. So, one thing I do find interesting about this schedule, Bryson, we talked about easing into the season here, is the balance throughout the schedule, right? There are going to be some brutal stretches throughout the schedule. Part of the season is especially going to be tough, right?
I
You have
mean,
some stacked up games, tough road environments. Looking at the schedule, and not a lot of breathing room for the Packers, right? But there's also, Bryson, there's going to
yeah.
be opportunities, right? If this Green Bay team starts fast, as you had mentioned, Bryson, this team could build some serious momentum early, getting some key players back healthy, and the momentum. One thing we know about momentum in the NFL, Bryson, it matters, right? It matters a
Yeah.
lot, especially when you're trying to make a run late into the season, and when you have such a young roster like the Green Bay Packers do.
And two things I like about our roster are number one, we actually have a decent bye week, week 11.
Yeah, week 11. I'll take that this year.
Yeah. And number two, like for all of our like winter, we have way more home games in the winter time than we do in the early
And
part
you
of
have
the
to believe
season.
that plays
Yeah.
into our strengths, right?
Yes. Because like the teams that have a dome aren't gonna stand a chance in this cold.
Right. And so talking about the late season stretches here, Bryson,
Yeah.
that's where everything's going to be defined for any team that's trying to make a serious run, right? So you have the Bills, Dolphins, and then as we mentioned, you have the Bears on Christmas, right? So that's these games. That's where playoff positioning, seeding is going to be decided, right? That's where MVP. We talked about Jordan Love being in the MVP conversation this year. That's where those conversations are going to happen. You're going to have to
And
go out. You're going to have to perform, and you're going to have to win those games, right? Especially when a lot of them are going to be at home for the Green Bay Packers.
and I mean, we do have a little bit of it. I think this advantage I think this advantage is gonna help us so much that in the last 7 weeks of the season, we're gonna go 7-0.
I'll take that prediction. I'd love to end the seat. You want to end on a hot streak, right?
Mhm.
And I truly believe, I think you do too, Bryson, that the Packers, they absolutely have a playoff
Yeah.
caliber roster, right? There's no, and looking at the schedule, yeah, it's difficult, but it's not impossible when you have the roster we have. There are, there aren't any stretches in this schedule where I take a look at it, quick glance, that I don't think Green Bay can compete, right? I think they're in every single game.
Yeah.
They're going to compete every single game. I don't see one game on that schedule where I don't think Green Bay is going to be able to hang and compete, right? And when you have a good quarterback like Jordan Love, you always have a chance, right? And
Yeah.
if this defense, Bryson, if defense can take another step, I know it's a new defensive coordinator, but if they can continue to take another step, if they can kind of buckle down on that run defense, it's going to be a very, very
Yeah.
tough task for any team to beat the Green Bay Packers this year, Bryson. So I know it's early, Bryson. I know the
Yeah.
season hasn't started yet. How many wins are you giving the Green Bay Packers this year? Because I'm gonna say I'm gonna go 12 to 13 wins on the season. I think they win the division with that.
I'm going thir yeah, 13-4 as the second seed.
Okay. Yeah. So let us know what you think in the comments. Drop your
Yeah,
record predictions. Let us know which games you're excited to see. Are you going to attend a game at Lambeau Field this
yeah,
year? Maybe hit one of the road games. Let us know in the comments. So,
yeah,
super excited. You know, there's not a lot of things to be excited about in the off season. Schedule release being one of those that we can be excited about. So, we'll be back with
yeah,
some more. We'll kind of start to break down as the schedule as the off season progresses here and as the roster starts to take shape and we start to kind of trim down towards that 53 man roster. Again,
yeah,
that'll be a little bit later in the offseason. Plenty of time in between now and then.
yeah.
So we'll be back. We'll break down some more. And as always, Bryson,
Let's go, Pack, go.